How you doing? My name's Bill. I'm making this video, I don't know, try to keep it quick and to the point. I just feel like I got to get this out there. I hope I can persuade somebody, or at least have somebody consider what's really at stake here. And I'm nobody particular. I'm just somebody who takes my responsibility as a voter seriously. Right? In my personal life, just so you know who I am, I'm a conservative Christian, but politically, I'm a libertarian. I don't believe in petitioning the government to impose my views and values on everybody else. And I think everybody, left, right, moderate, should have the same consideration for their neighbors. We need to respect each other's liberties. It would take care of a huge amount of the division and amount of the problems that we have in the country right now. As far as the two candidates go, this is not about Republicans or Democrats. Both parties are a wreck. This isn't about picking sides. This is about people's liberties and what's really at stake above and beyond what the media is feeding us. All right. When it comes to the two candidates, Trump and Clinton are both morally bankrupt. So to sit there and say that you're going to vote for one or the other over the opposing candidate based on which one you think has more character or greater character is silly. They're both bankrupt. They're both have no integrity. So that's a wash. All right. So this is what's really at stake is our liberties and our independence and our American sovereignty. All right. So this is about political philosophy. It's not about picking sides. It's not about Republicans and Democrats. So if you're somebody that has some sort of weird loyalty to one of the two parties, get rid of that mindset completely, because that's not supposed to be us versus. It's not supposed to be us against our neighbors. It's supposed to be us against them. Okay, that we're supposed to be keeping the government in check. I just want to get past all the baloney, and I want you to consider some things, the things that really matter to us personally. Okay, political philosophy. This isn't about Obama. So if you're an Obaminian or somebody that's going to take it personal because I'm talking about these policies, this isn't about Obama. But the national debt when Obama took office was $9.9 trillion. Okay, as of 8 years later, the national debt is over $18 trillion. So he has doubled an already unsustainable and ludicrous national debt. Right. So if your retirement or if you have money in stocks, if anything depends on the economy, it's a house of cards. You might as well eat, drink, and be merry, because it's all going to go away unless something changes, because we can't keep doing this. That's ridiculous. Okay, according to CNS News, all right, the number of Americans not working in the labor force is, as of April this year, was 94,044,000 people, which is over 500,000 more people than what were in March. The labor force participation rate has dropped to 62.8, which is a 38-year low. That means nearly 40% of the available workforce is not participating in the workforce. Okay, that's the actual unemployment. Because unemployment statistics you hear on the news only talk about people who are actually looking for work and receiving benefits. This is even under George Bush's reign, it was only about 30%. So what's going on now has increased it, but there's a reason for that, because the more people that are living off welfare, the more people are dependent on the government. That keeps the government in power. So if your loyalty goes to a party that has a conflict of interest in actually helping people rise above their circumstances, because a dependent constituency is a loyal constituency. So keep that in mind. All right. In 2009, 18.6% of the population was receiving some sort of benefits from the government. As of 2012, it was 21.3%. As of August of 2014, it's 35.4% of people that are dependent on the welfare, on some sort of government subsidy. That is not the goal. The goal is supposed to be independence, not dependence. Our government is keeping us on the hook. Okay, the average household income in 2007 was $57,423. As of 2014, it's only $53,700. and that means that it's gone down dramatically, and the poverty level for a family of 5 is $28,400, and 51% of the people that are working are making less than $30,000 a year. Okay, these are the things that really matter, not people's personalities. We're not electing a class president in high school. All right. Get my notes mixed up here, please. Give me a sec here. Okay. As this is from the UN, 73% of all food prices have gone. 73 different staples of things that you use in your home every day have gone up 3.9%, which is the biggest jump since July of 2012. Okay, Obama promised that there'd be a decline in health insurance. We all know that Obamacare is collapsing; it's a complete failure. He promised the premiums would drop as much as $2,500 per family. They actually have increased by almost $5,000 since 2008. According to the U.S. Census, 47 million Americans are living in poverty. From 2007, 1 out of every 8 children in America was on food stamps. Today, that number is 1 out of 5. The number of homeless children in the U.S. has increased 60% in just the last 6 years. All right, this is what the political philosophy is now. This is what will continue under Hillary Clinton. All right, so no matter what you think of Donald Trump, no matter how much of a big jerk you think he is, and I'm with you, okay, the guy's a jerk, but it's the political philosophy that we have to live under that's going to affect our families and our kids. All right. There's been all the civil unrest. There's been all the division. There's been the Middle East is on fire. We know Clinton was an unmitigated failure as a Secretary of State. I'm from New York State. She was an ineffective senator. She's never had any real success in anything that she's ever done. There's no reason to believe that'll change. She's been in politics for 30 years. She's done nothing. And even Obama said she'll say anything, do anything to get elected, and she won't change anything. And I'm with him on that. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Now, if you believe in personal rights, this is what things that Hillary Clinton's vision for America is. Okay, if you believe in liberty and independence, personal responsibility, American sovereignty, Hillary thinks that the First Amendment should be rewritten. The First Amendment gives all people the freedom of religion. That's part of the problem, is that nobody in this country knows what their rights are. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, but she wants to change the First Amendment because a conservative organization that released a documentary about her she blamed them for her losing the primary to Obama in the first election. All right, so do we want a president who's going to want to change the Constitution to suppress opposition and dissent? That sounds more like Joseph Stalin than it does somebody that we would want to be the president of the United States of America. Hillary said that laws have to be backed up by resources and political will and deep-seated cultural codes and religious beliefs and religious biases have to change. We can't change somebody's religious beliefs. If you understand people that are of faith, they're not going to stop obeying God, the creator of the universe, in order to appease Hillary Clinton and secularists. Okay, nobody should have to change their deep-seated. That's not what the United States of America is about. We should have to change their conscience and their beliefs and their core values. Hillary said that Christians must deny their faith through the enforcement of laws by stating that Christians believe in pro-life and anti-abortion must change. Why? Nobody can tell me why it should change just because of some people's feelings. Of course it's not going to change, especially since science is on the Christian side when it comes to issues of abortion and things like that. This is not what the United States is about. We don't want a president that tells people of faith, or people, regardless of what your conscience, your beliefs are based on, that you have to change. Okay, Hillary supports the Federal Equality Act, a piece of legislation that signals the next step in the LGBT campaign. I don't care where you stand on the issue. The point is that nobody should have to condone or cater to any kind of behavior that they have a moral objection to. I'm a libertarian, so you know, if you're gay and you want to live out the gay lifestyle, go for it, man. Live it up. It's all cool. That's between you and God. But you can't petition the government to force everybody else to cater to you. I can respect your beliefs if you can respect my beliefs, but we don't want a government that is oppressing the rights of people in order to extend privileges to other people. These are the problems that we're facing. Okay, this is the reasons why I would like you to consider who it is you're going to vote for. Even Susan Sarandon, who is a uber leftist, is somebody that I disagree with almost, and I respect her as an actress, but I disagree with her almost entirely when it comes to politics and social issues. But even she said, and she's a smart lady, that Hillary Clinton is more dangerous to our country than Donald Trump, because she understands what Hillary's vision is, and she understands that Hillary is being funded by the Saudis. Trump is being funded by billionaire investors in the United States of America who have a vested interest in the success of our economy. Hillary's being funded by foreign countries, and the Saudis in particular, if you play out the scenario, have an issue with Iran, Iran's rise to power. So when Iran starts working on their nuclear weapons, and Iran is being backed by Russia and China, Clinton is going to be beholden to the Saudis, and there's going to be pressure on her to go in and do something about Iran. That is a far, far more scary scenario than Donald Trump hanging out with Vladimir Putin, because Putin isn't as much of a threat to the United States of America as China and Iran are. So think that through. The problem is that everybody in this country is more worried about their personal, what's going to happen to them personally. They're not worried about the things that are lasting. Our liberty, our independence, and these are the things that we should be voting for. We shouldn't be voting for trying to force everybody else to live like we're living. We should be voting for keeping the government restrained. The government should be limited, and we should have more freedoms and more liberty. And when I talk to people and they literally cannot distinguish, they don't understand the difference between a liberty, a right, an inherited right, and they don't understand what a privilege is. They don't understand the difference, and they're willing to sacrifice their rights to receive privileges that could be taken back from us by the government at any time with no guarantee. But the big story here, and the thing that is really mind-boggling, the thing that we have to address, is the fact that so many people in this country, whether it's their team, the Republicans or the Democrats, are willing to turn a blind eye to bold-faced, blatant government corruption. When you have the FBI and the Department of Justice and the White House colluding with the State Department to protect a politician from receiving justice and being prosecuted for obvious crimes, and this is the kind of thing that goes on in Russia. We look down our nose at Russia and Cuba over this kind of stuff, but it's going on right here with our government. This is the big story. We cannot accept this. This is completely unacceptable. And we have to start holding these people accountable. We cannot reward Hillary Clinton for a lifetime of corruption and perjury and total disregard for the Constitution. So when it comes to November, put aside your deep-seated, allegiance to any particular political party. Forget about Donald Trump's personality or Hillary Clinton's personality, and think about what is really at risk here. What is at risk is more policies, political philosophy that keeps people in poverty and takes away our opportunities and keeps people and encourages dependence on the state. And that is not by mistake. And it is not an accident in our government education system that people that are in this country, that are in their 20s and their 30s, do not even know what their rights are or what the difference is between a right and a privilege. So please consider all these things, all right? And thank you, and thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time.